love it.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to day one of the Create Your Own Economy Challenge. I am thrilled to be here because this is something that is near and dear to my heart. I started doing this um, a few months ago with my mastery members, and they're really liking it. And I thought, well, I think I should share this with a lot more people. So, this is something that I've actually been doing for a long, long time, and I didn't even necessarily realize that it was a thing because I was just doing it naturally. And it's really a way to get clarity on everything that you want, especially if you're creating a business or you're creating a greater life, because creating your own economy isn't just about bringing money in. It's about creating a life around you, around who you are, around your experiences, around your talents, and around what you love. And the more you do what you love, the more fun it is, the better you get at it, and the more you thrive, and the more you attract the good things that you want in your life. People, opportunities, circumstances. I know because I'm doing it, and it's so much fun. And it's just a lot of fun once you get really intentional about what it is that you want to do. So we put in the chat where we're from. Now I would love to know in the chat what is something that you are looking to achieve over this next 5 days, whether it's clarity, whether it's a plan, whether it's a goal. Maybe you want to see if there's something that maybe it'll trigger something in your mind that, oh, I could do that. I could do that. All right, we've got a plan for Diana. I like it. I like it. Hi, Diana. Let's see, having a solid plan, good. Clarity and a plan for my next steps, a goal. Mm-hmm. Courage to have a plan, open my own business. Ooh, I love it. Yay, Sherry. Path forward, good. Best way to ask for a raise. Ooh, plan, clarify my goals, inspiration from others. Now, one of my absolute favorite things, and Megan, you probably won't even like to hear this, but because she's the one that said asked how to ask for a raise. But what I do love is when people come to me and say, I quit my job. Right? Right, John? But here's the thing, a job can be a part of your own economy because what happens is that for me, while I was building my publishing company and our gym, I had a part-time job and um, I used it as a bridge, right? And if your job is something that is a part of your economy that you love to do, and I know Jenny loves teaching art, and so that's a part of she teaches that, but she also has other things to do, right? And so when we have a job that we absolutely love, that can be a part of your economy, and so it's not a dirty word. It's fine to have a job. I think it's wonderful. So don't think that we're in here just to make everybody quit their jobs. I'm not. I'm just helping you to enhance what's possible for you. And that is something that we're really going to focus on today because we're going to get clear on what it is that we really want. Because you can't create a plan and execute a plan if you don't have any clarity on what it is that you truly desire. And we're going to go deep into desire because it's an important piece that sometimes we miss, right? So, this is something that a lot of people don't want to go deeply into because, let's face it, we've been taught to be satisfied with what we've got. We've been taught that we shouldn't want more, or that desire is a dirty word, or, you know, I mean, I grew up knowing that I was supposed to be satisfied with what I had, right? But I was also supposed to work really hard for it. So I don't know how that really works together. It doesn't, by the way. You just kind of go in a loop that's terrible. So you really want to understand that desire is natural. Desire is something that we are designed to have. Think of a baby. A baby wants to walk. A baby wants to talk. A baby wants to do what everybody else is doing. And they finally get to that point, and then they want to run, and then they want to ride a bike, and then they want to do gymnastics and do flips and jump horses and do all sorts of things. And so we want more, want more, want more. And that is our natural state. We're here to grow. We start out growing physically, and then we're here to grow spiritually and mentally as well after that, right? So desire is so good. And Wallace D. Wattles in The Science of Getting Rich says that desire is the unexpressed possibility seeking expression through us. Isn't that awesome? Unexpressed possibility seeking expression through us. So right there, he says that what we desire is already possible. We couldn't have a desire if it were not possible for us. So lock into that. It's possible for you. And because there's this law, we're going to be talking a lot about the laws of the universe throughout this week. And there's a law of polarity. And so this comes into play so often throughout all of this that we'll be sharing this week. And the law of polarity says that everything has an opposite, right? So there could not be an up without a down. There could not be an in without an out. There could not be a bad without a good, right? And so we have to understand that there could not be a desire if there were not a way for it to express itself through us. It's the same thing. Okay. So know that if up until this point you've been reluctant to really dive deep into those desires, that give yourself permission to write it down, even if it's in teeny tiny letters. Write it down because these desires are real and they're possible. And this whole week is going to really help you see that. Okay. So, what I would really love to do is also ask what you think it means. What is your definition of creating your own economy? So, put that in the chat. What's your definition? What does it mean to have your own economy? What do you think? I would love to know what people think. Um, yeah. Ooh, wrote Brett, figure out how to monetize my social media. Good. Okay. Uh-huh. Oh, Joel wants to be more intentional, be more clear on purpose. Good. Financial freedom is okay. Endless flow of money to do what I love to do. Be in control of how much you want to make and do it. Make money without a job. Freedom to do what I want when I want. I love that. Finding clarity. Good. Ah, these are such good answers. And it looks like, ooh, to rely on yourself. I love that. Creating and sustaining the right energy to get the results I want. Ah, LaQuincia, you're so good. I love it. My economy is about abundance of everything. Finding clarity, weaving all the principles into my life without thinking about it. Yeah. So what we're seeing is a lot of financial things, obviously, right? We want financial stability and we want abundance, of course. But let me tell you that that comes after you create it inside. After you create the base for your spiritual economy, the physical material economy shows up. So that's why I was talking about we need to get clear on what we desire. We need to really hone in on that image of what it is that we want. Because if we can't express it, we can't share it. We can't. Wallace D. Wattles talks about the fact that if we cannot get a clear picture of what it is that we want, and we can't express it in a clear way, and we can't have an image of what it is that we want, then we cannot give it over to universal intelligence to help us out, right? So we need to understand that we have to get clear first, whether it's $200 extra dollars a week or 2,000 extra dollars a day, or whether it's in horses. Like I love, I have lots of horses around me. And it it doesn't matter what it is so much as it matters how clear you are on what it is, right? And I would say that having your economy built around you and around your experiences and around your talents and around your desires and your loves is abundance of everything. It really is. So the money shows up because your vibration is high and you're on the frequency of abundance and gratitude. And that's what we're really going to be cultivating here. And of course, we'll come up with a plan because this is a U-shaped plan, like you, Y-O-U shaped plan, because this is all about you. And what I really want to emphasize today, especially, is that my economy and what I do isn't going to be the same for you. And that's good. We're all unique. And I want you to write this down. So I hope you have paper and pen. So I want you to write down, I am unique, because I want you to remember that. And I don't want you to think of it as I'm different and weird. No, it's you're unique. Okay? And I want you to also write this down. There is no one else with my combination of interests, talents, and experiences. So I am unique. There is no one else with my combination of interests, talents, and experiences. And that's so true. There is absolutely nobody like you. Okay. So, what I really want you to understand is that you need to start embracing what makes you different. Okay. So, let's start embracing what makes us different. Let's start seeing that our desires come from within, and they're the unexpressed possibility seeking expression through us. And each of us is a spiritual being gifted with an intellect living in a physical body, right? Bob Proctor teaches that, and he's my mentor, and he is incredible. And that's the biggest thing that we need to understand is that first and foremost, we are individual expressions of spirit. And that spirit is inside of us, guiding us every single way, step of the way. So we have to understand that it's supporting us always, whether you know it or not. It's beating your heart, it's breathing your air, it's making your blood flow, it's helping you think those thoughts, it's guiding you. It's whispering to you and telling you, go here, go there, try this. You want that, right? So really tune into it and tap into it. Okay. So I've uncovered a pretty powerful framework that combines clarity of desire, your uniqueness of talents and experiences, and blended with that inner work with the outer work. And it's all anchored in universal law. So it takes outer work to create an economy, right? So it takes action steps. And we're going to move you into action every single day this week. But it also takes inspired action, not just throwing spaghetti at a wall. We have to get to this point where we understand the clarity of what it is that we want. We know what the picture is of what it is that we're trying to achieve. And then we begin getting really inspired with it. We lock into it and it begins driving us. Napoleon Hill calls this a burning desire. It's a burning desire, something that wakes you up in the morning. So a few weeks ago, I started this whole process of figuring out what I was going to do for 2026. And as I got into this whole process, I got more and more excited. And then all of a sudden, instead of waking up at 4, I started waking up at 3. And I'm like, no, 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 I got to wake up at 4. I got to get up later. But I couldn't sleep anymore because I was so excited to get going and move and go. And that's when you know you've locked into that burning desire. So Bob Proctor would say, if you're not compelled to move and act in favor of your goal, then it's not a burning desire yet. You don't have a true burning desire. So how do you make it one? Well, you begin to imagine, you use your imagination, and you begin to imagine your life in a different way. And you begin to imagine what it would be like and feel like to have what it is that you truly want. And you get locked into that feeling state. And then ideas and opportunities and all the resources show up. And it's so incredible. Um, so the burning desire is so important because it's really what gets us out of bed every single day. And today is all about desire and uncovering that desire. Because Wallace D. Wattles, and I alluded to this before, and this is a quote from The Science of Getting Rich. He says, you must form a clear and definite mental picture of what you want. You cannot transmit an idea unless you have it yourself. You must have it before you can give it. And many people fail to impress thinking substance because they have themselves only a vague and misty concept of the things they want to do, to have, or to become. So we really need to understand that the clarity of your picture of what you want the next year to look like is key to your success. Not only is it key to knowing when you get there, but when you're very clear on the image, you can easily work backwards and figure out how to get there from here. You can start creating a plan and you can start acting in that direction. But if your desire is nebulous and cloudy and you can't speak it out loud to somebody, you're never going to, one, know that you get there, and two, you're not going to get the ideas to get you to each step. Okay. So decision is the birthplace of your economy. So once you have this desire, and we're going to go through an exercise in a little bit about how to come up with that desire and that goal, but you have to make a decision to go after it. So when I thought of all these things that I wanted to do in 2026, and more have come since I even told people, I don't know, last Wednesday about it, that we need to understand that we need to make a decision that this is where I'm going, this is what I'm doing. Because when we put a decision into our minds and decide that's where I'm going, that's what I'm working towards, then there's no more hemming and hawing. There's only focused attention. But if you don't decide to do it, like I'm creating a podcast and I'm starting it for 2026. And I already decided that that's what I'm doing. A lot of people would go, oh, maybe I'll do a little research, maybe I'll do this. No, I made the decision, and then I'll do the research and get all the plans and everything together, right? It's the same as writing a book. I make the decision to write a book, and then I do the outline and I decide exactly what it's going to look like, right? We made the decision to open up our gymnastics center. And then the place came, and then the money came, and then the opportunities came, and then all the other stuff came. All of that comes after the decision. So don't put off a decision because you don't have evidence. That's the number one key to failure, is not making a decision first and thinking you need all of the reasons why you can in front of you. Just know that you can because you want it, and then know that they'll all show up. It works. Decision precedes clarity. Like I said, I'm going to do this podcast. I'm going to do this book. I'm going to do, right? You decide, and then the clarity comes because you're spending time thinking about it. And the more focused attention you put on something, that something grows. You attract more of you become a magnet, right? You attract yourself to it, and other things are attracted to you. Okay. Now, before you make a decision, there's no reason for those things to show up, right? When we decided to open the gym, if we didn't decide to and we were just like, oh, should we open a gym and just sit there and think about it, no one was going to show up with any money, right? No one was just going to say, here, have some money, Mary. I don't know what you're going to do with it. No, they came to me because they wanted to invest in the gym, right? So you have to understand that your decision also triggers other people's, oh, responses to you. And then they hear you doing something and they're like, oh, I want to be a part of that. I want to do that. I would love that. That would be so cool, right? And then things start happening. Don't think that obstacles aren't going to show up because they are. When we were opening the gym too, this is just a really tangible thing. And it's so that's why I'm using this as an example. We were told by our real estate broker that landlords didn't rent to new businesses. And I said, I'm going to put together the best business plan and they're going to rent to us, right? And so I did, and they did, right? It was the first building I wanted. And I was just like, no, this has to be it. This is it, right? But if I would have listened to everybody say, oh, they don't generally do that, I wouldn't have bothered. I would have said, you know what? You're right. I'm not even going to try. Don't let anybody make a decision for you. It's up to you. You make your decision. Decide what it is that you want. Okay. Let's see. I was just going to check on the something similar. There's only one you, and yep, your voice is unique. I love that. Funny, the universe keeps telling me to write the book. I just don't know what I'm supposed to write about. Sherry, we should talk. You're going to have some clarity after this, after this week. Magna, I love it. I so love this because it's what I kept doing for so many years, thinking about the smaller details and how it would happen. Yeah. The smaller details fill in after you make the big decision. They just do. Okay. So, what decisions have you been putting off? Right? Sherry says I'm supposed to be writing a book. Yeah, me too. How many people are supposed to be writing a book? There's so many in this room, I bet. Oh, look at everybody. See? Yes. Books are good. I was actually going to write a short ebook called Write the Darn Ebook already because so many people stop. There's so many people stop, and you can do it in 30 days, I promise you. I'll write the book and then you can do it. So that's what we do. We just have to make the decision. And Sherry, I bet you make a decision to write the book, all the information will show up. Okay. And that's the other thing about we're going to have a goal card later in this week. And putting a date on it is important because putting a date on it, like this is my goal for 2026, right? You have this focused attention on a goal for the year. And what that does is one, it lights a fire, right? There's no reason not to get started because I'm supposed to be doing this by the end of the year. But also, it really not only lights the fire, but it also gives us, and this is kind of the similar thing, a sense of urgency. It gives us this task of thinking about it so often. And because we put our focus on it, we put our focused attention on it, we magnetize ourselves to it. So, what do you want to focus on? What is it that you want? So I would love to have you put in the chat something. What is something that you've kind of been putting off that you could put into your plan for 2026? What's a desire? Sherry, it sounds like a book's in your future. I love it. Oh, book marketing. There we go for Erin. Yep. Sherry, yep. Janice, I read several books. Currently on sale. I'm looking for a literary agent in January 2026. Okay. Ooh, maybe two books. Yeah, do it. Why stop at one? I like it. I just got an idea for a second book today, so for this year. Singing more in public. Ooh, I love it. Fun. Good. So good. Donna, what is the relationship between should and desire? You want to have a conversation about it, Donna? Yeah, here, come on.
Well, hello.
So, hello, how are you?
I'm very good, thanks. Thanks for doing this.
Good. Of course. Thanks for being here. So, Donna, what are you shooting on yourself?
Yeah, I'm shitting on myself. So, my a goal should be to do something to be more fit. I am at an age where I lose ground steadily if I don't do something. And I don't really want to do something. So, I'm not a fitness junkie. So, if I had to tell you what I think my top goal should be, it should be to do some things to improve my fitness level and my overall um, lifestyle health habits. But that's not really
Okay.
a desire. It's just something I know I should do.
Well, what is the underlying premise behind it? I mean, why should you do it?
Staying more independent.
Oh, okay. Would that make you happy to stay independent?
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what are some day-to-day things that would allow you to really see that benefit? What's something does it hurt your knees when you climb the stairs? I don't know. I'm just saying. Is there something in particular that you would enjoy doing more if you were at a different fitness level?
Not really. I'm really blessed with good hips and knees, which is unusual in my age group. So I'm very blessed with that.
Well, that's fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel a need to protect that. And I
Ah.
feel a need to preserve, like, I just do a terrible job of drinking water. And I just,
Well, first of all, start telling yourself a different story and say, I drink lots of water because it's
okay.
going to help you. I promise you. Um,
That concept I know.
mhm.
So I know you're 100% true on that.
So when you have this should thing, and I bet everybody has something that's a should, right? I should do this, and it usually involves exercise. It's probably true, or I shouldn't eat meat or eggs or whatever, dairy,
Well, for some
whatever.
people, writing a book might be I should do that more
Uh-huh.
than I really want to do that.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, Sherry says should makes me feel obligated, which is not fun. That's right. So one of the things that is it because you don't like working out and doing fitness stuff?
Yes, that would
Mm-hmm.
be true.
Mm-hmm. Did you know that we can change our beliefs about how we see those things?
No, I
Yeah,
didn't know.
yeah, we can.
Okay,
So,
that would be helpful for me to do that.
right. Yeah. So right now you believe you're somebody who does not like working out or does not like fitness or does not like well, insert anything. If I don't like writing or I don't like eating a salad or whatever it is. But the fact of the matter is beliefs are just opinions that we hold, that we've just repeated to ourselves over and over and over again. And so if that's how they're created, that's how we can change them. So what belief, Donna, would help you work out more, help you with your fitness level?
A belief would be that um, exercise routines could be fun.
Oh, I like that. That's a good one. Yeah. And here's what's going to happen. So if you say that to yourself multiple times a day, even write it out, or you could even listen to it, you're not going to believe it right away. But what is going to happen is that the more you focus on it, the more you'll attract fun exercises. I mean, I'm not a pickleball person, but my next door neighbor plays pickleball and she loves it, right? But the fact is that's fun for her. So you might find something that's fun and that you'll be attracted to that. You'll be on a higher vibration. You'll be on a different vibration because the thoughts that we think put our bodies into a certain vibration. It's a law of vibration. And when we vibrate at a higher frequency or a frequency on that same level as something fun that's also fitness related, then all of a sudden we'll attract it to us. But you have to start with just repeating that idea that there is something fun out there. There's something fun out there. I bet you.
So that
Right?
makes me think that if I have a what feels like a really important goal that I should pay attention to, then I ought to put it there and figure out my way to make it happen.
Boom, baby. Okay, we're done today.
Well, thanks for helping me see that.
Yeah, that's good. I love it. That's exactly right. We can change our beliefs because they're just opinions that we have that we've been repeating to ourselves over and over and over again. Thoughts that we repeat. So, Donna, does that help answer your question?
It does. Thank you.
Good. Thank you. I love it. Um, just loving how you feel after workouts or a walk. Oh, yeah, Megna. You should talk to Megna. She's a fitness consultant. Let's see. Joel, we will need to integrate the auto dealership and the new insurance. Oh, okay. He's gonna show his plan here. Good. Yay, healthier every day. Mm-hmm. Yep. Ah, cool. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make sure that I said everything I needed to say because I just have notes here. So I did mention that we're going to talk about the universal laws quite a bit this week. And we're also going to talk about these intellectual faculties that we have. Remember, I said that we're spiritual beings and we're gifted with an intellect and we live in a physical body. So, first and foremost, we're spirit, and spirit's guiding us and telling us to do stuff, and it's beating our hearts and doing all those wonderful things for us that we don't even have to think about, right? It's in our subconscious, it's programmed to do those things. But we also have an intellect. So, we have this power that's flowing to and through us, and we can think with it. And we have six intellectual faculties that we can use to our advantage, although most people use to their disadvantage, right? We have imagination. Easily, imagination can bring us to bad news and bad ideas and thoughts that don't look, they look scary, especially when we're creating our own economy. And then we can use our imagination for good. So it's up to us which way we use it, right? And then we have intuition, and that's that still small voice. And intuition is something that um, speaks as loud as we're willing to listen. And we have to tune into that and tune into um, those ideas that it's sending to us every single day, every single moment, really. And then we have memory. And I always like to say, only take the memories along with you that are going to serve you in the future. So ditch the bad memories and only think about the good ones. And the other thing is future memory, is that we can create with our self-image script, especially images of what it is that we want to create in our life. And we can go back to that every single day or as often as we want to. And that's a future memory. And we're training ourselves to believe that that's us. That's what we have. That's our life. And we have perception, and that's just the way that we see things. Each one of us in this room has a different perception on everything than everybody else. Remember, we're unique. There's nobody here with your combination of talents, experiences, and interests, and that shapes our perception. We have the will, and that's our ability to focus. So we're focused on our goal, focused on our what we want to create, focused on what it is that we really want to have in our life. And the more we focus on it, it'll grow. But when we don't have a clear destination, our focus is all over the place. And so are our results, right? And we have reason, which is our ability to think and our ability to think through things and our ability to go, okay, if I really believed in these universal laws, then this is what I should think. This is what I would think, right? So we have an intellectual exercise for us today because it's really important for us to understand that deciding what it is that we want to go after and create in the next year is an intellectual exercise. And reaching our goals is a lawful process. It's lawful because it follows the laws of the universe. So we have these wonderful, wonderful laws that don't fail ever. I mean, do you float in the morning sometimes? No, you're always grounded. You're always using gravity because that's what it is. That's a principle, it's a law. So these other laws, like vibration and law of cause and effect and all the other ones that we're going to talk about, they all work and they're all here and they're all something that we can use to our advantage so long as we know about them. So we're going to talk about all of that. Now, economy creators are leaders, right? And leaders are willing to go first. And they're willing to put themselves out there. And they're willing to trust their vision. And leaders are creators. And leaders collaborate with others. Leaders take risks. Leaders invest in themselves. Leaders have open minds. They keep their eyes open to opportunities, but they also move on opportunities. And leaders are the people who change the world. So economy creators are leaders and they change the world. The other thing that leaders do is apply what they're learning. As leaders, we should be constantly learning because learners inherit the earth, not the learned, the learners. We keep learning. We're not afraid to have coaches, mentors, teachers. Bob Proctor, my mentor, calls us being an intelligent follower, right? He read Think and Grow Rich every single day for 61 years. He could have stopped after a while. Believe me, he could have stopped. He was pretty good. He kept going. And leaders don't have all the answers, but they have access to all the answers, right? They're continual learners. And here's the thing, leaders have followers, and their followers want to know that their leaders are also continual learners. They want their leaders to be improving so that their leaders can lead by example and can have more to teach their followers. So, keeping in that idea, each day we will have a visibility prompt inside the Facebook group that's designed to help you get out of your comfort zone a little bit if you feel like, oh, I don't want to post anything, ugh, or something like that. But I've provided you with a post that you can share, Or if you've already got something cooking in your economy, use that, right? And just share a post, a step, a win, a moment of clarity with your audience. Because the more that we show up for our people, the more people see us and the more that they'll be inspired. Right, John? You love the word inspired. Hmm. Yeah. So Ryan's going to put the link to the workbook. Oh, he did that just now into the chat. And after I open it up for any questions that people might have, we're going to do a little implementation. So we're going to take just 5 minutes and start working on the worksheets because actual implementation is important. We can't just sit here and collect all the information. It's so easy to do and not work on it, right? So, does anybody have any questions about today, about desire, about clarity? Nothing. Everybody knows everything. That's so good. Did anybody have an aha moment? You can say out loud. It's fine with me. Hmm. No? Okay. Ryan, what do you want to say? I know you want to say something. You always do.
I gotta unmute first. So, wow, this is a fantastic turnout. I am so grateful to be here with you guys, and thank you so much for all joining us tonight live. Yeah, so I've been reading all the chats, and I did see the word clarity come up more than once. So
Hmm.
this first day, I would encourage you to dig in and really get clear on what it is you really want. We had a little nice little chat with what's her name? Donna? No, is it Donna? Uh,
Yeah, it's Donna.
about should versus want. And Donna Sylvester, yes. And hey, thank you, Donna, for putting yourself out there because I wrestle with that myself sometimes. Because and then everybody started to pipe in after Donna took that risk and put herself out there and got on the hot seat. Then other folks started chiming in about things they quote unquote should do. So yeah, maybe we follow Mary's advice to the letter and do this and give ourselves credit for being here tonight, but also hold each other accountable and be a community together that is creating our own economy and showing up as leaders in our own communities and also with
Mhm.
each other. And somebody else mentioned um, that who you surround yourself is important. And I agree, proximity is everything, and you've got to be around the right kinds of people. And we attracted you, you attracted us, I attracted you, you attracted me. And you could say that with every single member that's here tonight. Um, you guys are the trendsetters, the leaders. Um, there's nobody else, just like Mary said, there is no one else as unique as you that has the same combined skills, interests, and creativity and knowledge than you. Um, and Yeah, so I'm the guy that likes to get on there and cheer you on. So that's what I'll be doing throughout the week and supporting Mary along the way. So thank you, Mary.
Thanks, Ryan. So clarity is so important. And the worksheets that I have, it's just very simple, but it's writing down a list of your personal wants and a list of your professional wants. Right. And the idea is, we want to be balanced. This is a balanced universe and we want our lives to be balanced. And as people who are creating their own economies, you live inside your economy. You are the center of it. And you have a personal life and you have a business life, whether that's a job or your own company, that it doesn't really matter so much as you're a part of that and it's a part of you. And we want to be balanced. So, that's why I have horses in my life, is because I need those horses to keep me balanced, right? And they refresh me every single day. And it's just going to the barn is so nice. And I just, I can keep going forever and ever and ever and wake up at 3 apparently and just keep going because I have that balance, right? So that's one of the things that we'll also be talking about. So make the two lists that we're going to do. Pat, go ahead. You have a question.
Well, I'm just going to not necessarily a question, but you're talking about clarity.
Hmm.
And this time of the year, we think, okay, well, I'll worry about it next year. I'll get next year planned. We have a whole month ahead of us. I don't want to wait until January 1st to complete 2025.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I think
agree.
short-term and long-term goals, I think, are very important.
Hmm. And you know what? When I, it always brings me back to that movie When Harry Met Sally, and he says, when you know what you want for the rest of your life, you want the rest of your life to start right now, right? And that's how I feel about 2026. I'm like, oh, let's get started. Let's just go. Let's do stuff. Let's go. Let's go, right? And that's when you know you have a burning desire too, everybody, when you're just ready to go. And that's so important. Thank you, Pat. LA, hey.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Um, I had to step out for a minute. But when you was talking about the leaders and leadership, how did you start that? Because I missed that part. Was it like
Yeah.
how did you start that?
Well, I said that economy creators are leaders,
Okay.
first and foremost. And leaders are willing to go first, right? So I'll give you an example of that. I keep going back to the gym because it's just an easy example. Um, the gymnastics culture was terrible and under the USA gymnastics, and so I did not want my kids subjected to that ever again anymore. And so there was another governing body that was not in our state at all. And I sent an email to the president and I said, we want to join your people. We want to join your governing body. And I said, nobody else here in Arizona does that, but I don't care. I'm not going to be a part of that anymore. And he responded immediately and came out and we got it all set up. And it was scary to tell our entire membership what we were doing. Um, but I knew in my heart that that was the right thing to do for our kids and for how we ran the sport in our gym. And it it was scary to go first sometimes, right? It's scary to go first, but leaders are willing to go first. And people followed, and it gained some traction. And so it there's you know how I said that make the decision and all the resources and opportunities will show up. Well, you make a decision and put yourself out there and go first. And guess what? Just like when Donna said, you know what, I'm shooting on myself. We begin, other people going, yeah, I was too. I am too. Oh yeah. So people start to follow the leader. Not in a lemming way, but in a good way, right? And so other people start showing up. I'll give you another example. I got divorced when I was 26, and my sister is 11 years older than me. She called me up. She goes, Mary, how'd you do that? And I was like, oh, I didn't know I was inspiring you to do that, but I did, you know. And it's so important for leaders to stand up and be who they are because that's the only thing somebody else needs just to go and take that step, right? You never know who's watching, you never know who you're inspiring. And so if you have that feeling, if you have that drive to go, then do it. Okay. And leaders are willing to put themselves out there. Go ahead, LA.
Yeah,
Keep it.
that's great. I'm glad I got to hear that, but I'm gonna rewatch this so I can make sure I get the notes down. Um, I need to write them down because for what I'm doing, what you know about, I feel like there's some things that need to be changed because they haven't been changed in that particular industry, network marketing, um, since it started and whatnot. And I think it's outdated, and a lot of people don't succeed because they still teaching the same method of building a list.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so listen, I think that's good. That's good for a stock, but I think market your product or the opportunity. Get people that you that way, because um, Procter and Gamble, I'm sure they didn't start with building no list. And AT&T, they might have talked to their friends and got them on service. But you know what I'm saying? Them companies, them billion-dollar companies, multi-billion-dollar companies, don't do stuff like that. They do marketing, and that's what I think that industry needs to do more of, more marketing instead of the networking. That comes in play, but I see a different way of doing it. And
Well, you can do it differently in your inside of your economy,
right, right.
right?
So
It doesn't
that's what
matter what anybody else does. You can do it your way, right, LA?
right.
Yeah, I like it.
Uh-huh.
Well, and that's so important. We have to put our spin on stuff. Um, there are, well, I don't know, like 1,000 other Procter Gallagher consultants like me, and nobody does the same stuff I do. Nobody. We don't all do the same things. We all have our own businesses and we do them differently. And this is that's so good. We're not cookies and a cookie cutter. We're human beings and we're all unique. And so we have to be willing to put ourselves into our economy, into what it is that we do. And the more that we put ourselves into it and follow our passions and our talents and our strengths, the more we will thrive, right? Bob has a great article inside of Thinking into Results that I teach my mastery students, and he says that we have to understand that yes, we have both strengths and weaknesses, but you know what? Don't worry about the weaknesses, manage those and develop your strengths. The more you develop your strengths, the more you'll, one, enjoy it, the more you'll thrive, and the more you'll love it, and the more you'll do it, and the more you'll get a better result. Manage weaknesses, enhance your strengths. So I wholeheartedly agree, LA. Put your spin on it. Do what you want. It's important. Yeah. Does anybody have any other questions?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, John. How you doing?
I'm doing great. This is new for me. I'm doing this on my phone, not my laptop. It's in recovery for some odd reason. Um, but my question is, I think this is awesome. What you're putting together is great. But
Thank
as
you.
far as your personal want list, from what I
Uh-huh.
printed out, and your professional want list, is there such a thing as too much or not
Nope.
enough, or you do just one thing or two things at a time?
Right now, you're just writing it down.
Okay.
Everything that comes to mind, from the shoes on your feet to the house on the hill, it doesn't matter. It's everything that you want. Relationships, money, horses, cars, clothes, doesn't matter. Job, business, books, everything.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I just a second one. Um, Intellectual factors. The six. I don't know if everybody here is familiar with those. Um, but my favorite is intuition. That's what guides me.
Mm-hmm. I like
Um,
it.
Bob Proctor himself said that when we pray, we that's us communicating to God. Our intuition is God communicating to us. And I love that statement, and that's I'm kind of stuck on that. But everything else is still important. The will, all others are still important, just as important. But that's my favorite. Just want to mention that.
Yeah, I love intuition. And you know what? Just because it's God talking to us doesn't mean it's going to be a big, huge, monumental thing every time. I went to Trader Joe's I don't know, this was like last year sometime, and I went there and I heard this buy onions. I'm like, I'm not going to buy onions. I just bought onions. I've got a whole bag at home. And I just heard buy onions. I was like, no, I don't need to buy onions. I got home and all of my onions were rotten. That was intuition telling me, buy some
Yeah,
onions, Mary, but I didn't listen. But now I do. I listen now. So
yeah. It could
it'll
be
help
something big
you
or
live
small.
your life a little bit easier.
Yeah, I mean, it could be something big or small. And the challenges with intuition is that before you make a decision, there's a vibration telling you don't go into that business deal, don't date that person, don't do this, don't do that, and but you want to, but the intuition is not only my favorite, but also the most challenging.
Hmm. Well, a lot of times when you hear don't, it's not your intuition, it's your paradigm talking.
Ah, interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about paradigms tomorrow and the conditioning that goes on, but our intuition isn't going to ever tell us that we're less than. It's never going to tell us that we can't do something. It'll maybe steer us in a different direction or a more exciting place or a place that makes more sense, but it's not going to say you can't do that.
Well, it's a clarity. That's how we started today was clarity.
Hmm.
So I think it's stop, drop, and roll, and, with your mind, and that's where you will need to rethink some things. So, yeah. But decision, I was told decision was the people that make the most successful people that make decisions are the ones that make it the quickest.
Well, yeah, they're not afraid to make a decision.
Yeah.
And so they act, they go, they do. Yep, absolutely.
So that's new for me. So once I made a decision quicker, it was more. I don't want to say more successful, but you learn as you grow. But I was happy that I made the decision quicker than I did just sit there and ponder over a period of time.
Here's the key behind making decisions. Make the decision and then make the decision that you just made right.
Okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
with your thinking.
Just like everybody decided to do this.
Yep.
How long did it take you? It didn't take me long.
There you go. Ooh, ew. Sherry, you're gonna have fun with tomorrow with paradigms. Yay. I'm excited. And yes, you did spell it right. Magna, I didn't know Conversations with God was a movie, but the book is amazing. Where's Magna? Magna, did you
Yep. Yeah,
so
I just saw it yesterday because someone suggested, and it's how lovely, like, God is always conversing with you. You just need to, and everyone, all of us can, but we just need to listen carefully to understand.
Mhm.
Like you just gave the example of your onions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not always going to be a big deal. It's going to be a small one
Yeah.
sometimes. But when we start listening to the small stuff, guess what? We're more willing to listen to the big stuff, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I love it. Thank you. Okay, everybody, what I'm going to do here is share my screen, and we're just going to take 5 minutes and get started on the workbook. Okay. The worksheets are designed to get you moving in action. So, day one, what do you really want? You are an economy creator. You're here now. This is what you're doing. And today you begin thinking like one. Okay. Someone who creates instead of competes, who builds their life and results from desire, not limitation. And to do that, we start with clarity. So you're going to create your two desire lists. One, your personal wants list, write everything down, right? John asked, is there too many or too few? No, just write it all down. Write it all down. And the more that you can think of, the better. And this doesn't always just come up in one 5 minute thing. So make sure that you come back to this list and keep writing, keep going, keep going. And also, I just want to interject this really quickly. Don't dismiss those desires that you've had popping up in and out of your life forever, right? So for me, it was horses ever since I was a little kid. I wanted a pony, and then horses kept coming in and out, and now it's a full-blown thing. So listen to those things. Listen to those desires that come up over and over and over again. And there's some examples here to get you started. And then, oh, don't judge any of your desires. Don't say, oh, I don't know how that's going to happen. No, just write it down. Just write it down. Don't say, I can't do that, or I never have, or blah, blah, blah. Don't say any of that. Only write it down. And then the professional wants. Write down everything that you want in your professional, financial, or business life. Okay. So whether it's a higher income, whether it's asking your boss for a raise, just assume that you have it and then you'll have it. More clients, you want people flowing in, you want to publish your book. There's all sorts of things. Okay. No limitations, no justification, no logic. Just write it down. So we're just going to take 5 minutes and we're going to do that and then we'll wrap up. Okay. So get to work. So as you're writing, there is a question in here that I think is important, and it's from Stephanie. Do you want to, how do you really tell the difference? And is that, do you mean between intuition and your paradigm? Or what do you, is that what you're asking, the difference between that? By Medora. Let's see. Stephanie, can you unmute? Oh, there we go. Let's see. Is this you? Thanks, Robert. Um, Stephanie, did you hear me or no? Maybe not. Well, I'll answer that question. The difference between your intuition and your paradigm. So many times your intuition will tell you what it is that you desire, right? Say, like, I want to write a book, right? And then that's your intuition saying, this is what you need to write a book, right? Like Sherry said, the universe keeps telling me that I need to write a book. Well, that's your intuition talking, and it's attracting reasons why you should write a book and opportunities for you to get your message out there. But then we back that up with thoughts like, what am I going to write about? Who am I to write a book? I've never written a book before. I don't even know how to get started. So, so those are your paradigms talking. That's your conditioning talking. So your intuition says, yeah, write a book. And then all that stuff that's talking you out of it is your programming. Um, Stephanie, did that answer your question? You just said you couldn't find me. I hope it did. Anyway, if it didn't, let me know and we'll talk more about it tomorrow. Okay, everybody. Yes, to a point. Is there more questions that you have, Stephanie?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. There you go. Hi.
Trouble finding this. Um, I guess I do have questions because in my life, and I'm pretty old. I
That's
have,
all relative.
yeah, I know. It just seems like I always question, I just would like to know.
Hmm.
I don't
I
know
don't think you're the only one.
if that makes any sense.
So you question, is it that you question your ability to do something, or you question whether or not that's the right decision, or what type of questions
Mostly,
pop up?
I think it's usually the right decision.
Hmm. Yep.
And to be honest, in front of all these people, it usually sometimes has to do with money,
Hmm. Yep.
enough money.
Yep. Yeah, and I would bet the house that you're not the only one. Who questions themselves making decisions about money? Everybody? Oh, hey, you're not alone. So don't worry. Thank you for stepping up and saying that because that's so true. And we have to understand that money is energy just like everything else.
Hmm.
So when you walk out the door and you smile at somebody, do you expect to smile back? Probably. What if you don't get the smiling at the next person?
I usually
Keep
just keep.
smiling at the next. Yeah, you
Mhm.
keep smiling, right? And then
Yes,
eventually someone's going to smile back. Yes?
right, right. Hmm.
Yeah. And what the whole point of it is that smiling is easy for us, relatively speaking. There's no there's no judgment there. There's no, oh, what if should I smile at this person? Should I not smile at this person? Should I do it? Should I not do it? There's no hemming and hawing about smiling at the person who's walking by.
Hmm.
But we attach so much to money. We attach so many of our paradigms and our programs to money. Well, what are they going to think about me if I do this? What if I don't have enough at the end of the month? What if this happens? And what if it's not the right car? What if it's not the right house? What if it's not the right anything? And then we just have the same old house forever and ever and ever. And so we get stagnant then. But here's the thing, and when we, like I just said to John, make the decision and then make that decision right. So when we practice with money, we can practice with smiles, but money and smiles are the same. They're just energy. So when we start trusting ourselves, so many times we don't trust ourselves. So many times we don't trust ourselves to make big decisions. But when we understand that we are in charge of the energy behind the decision, then we can start making quicker and better decisions. So when you start telling yourself, I'm good with money, money flows to me, more money comes in all the time, you begin to handle it in a lighter manner. Thomas Trower talks about touching lightly. We make big things big, and everything just is. So there's this law in the universe that energy is, and we make it what it is by our thoughts. And so if we think it's a big decision, then it's a big decision. If we just think that I make great decisions, then we're going to start trusting ourselves and make good decisions. So start trusting yourself with smaller decisions, whether it's with money or whether it's with smiles or whatever it is, but start making decisions and just decide that that's the decision and it's a good decision. So many times we hold ourselves back from doing things because it costs money. And when we opened the gym, if we were going by that, we wouldn't have any reason to open a gym because we had no money. Not the amount of money we needed. But until we made the decision, we didn't need the money. But once we made the decision, all the money showed up. So if money
Hmm.
is holding you back from making decisions, start making the decision first and see the money flow in. Does that help answer your question, Stephanie?
Yes, it helps a lot. Can you say that again, what you just said? Once you made the decision,
So,
and then what did you say after that?
yeah, so when you make the decision, then all of the resources, all of the people, all of the money will show up.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it's happened to me a lot of times in my life, but
Hmm.
it.
But you can change that now.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember what we talked about with Donna when we said that
Well, thank
she
you.
can change yeah, you can change
Whoops.
your belief
Mhm.
about it. You can change your belief about money. You can change your belief about anything. Yeah. All right. Anybody else have any questions before we wrap up? I hope you have a big long list of things. Yeah.
I
Keep
got a
adding
quick
to your list. Oh yeah,
I
go
got a
ahead, John.
I got a quick question. Just tomorrow, whatever day this week, are you going to send that out to for us to print off the workbook? Because I'm having problems getting in with my phone to print them off. I can print them off, but if you do it in an email or do it like you did today, that would be awesome.
Yep, it'll be in both. It'll be in the email tonight as we recap and have the replay, and then we'll have it available to you here too. Okay?
That's awesome. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Allie, hi.
Hi, hey Mary, hey everyone.
How
Mary,
are you?
I'm doing well, happy to be here. A bit, that's what my question is about, a bit about how I feel. Sometimes I feel, and I maybe some people here as well, a bit scared of even talking about wants because I don't know, I feel like that's why sometimes goals are also complicated for me because I am scared of not making them true and not just making them come true. So I feel a bit that I feel kind of scared of being ambitious or so. Do you have any tip or anything that would maybe guide us in the best direction when we feel a bit scared of actually, just imagining and being creative about what we want?
Yeah, I think that that's a great question because that's one of the things that holds a lot of people back in setting big goals. And one of the things that we need to do is set big, bold goals because that's where the inspiration really lies. And that's when we know that it's spirit guiding us. And so it's scary to set big goals, but when you learn more about the laws and how they work, like the law of vibration and the law of cause and effect and the law of compensation and different things like that, when you begin to understand them and you can start applying them to your goals and to your economy and inside of it, you are able to trust a little bit more. And so, what Bob says is that the thing that stands in our way really is ignorance. And I'm not trying to say anything bad about anybody. It's just sometimes it's just simply not knowing. And so when we don't know that there's all this help inside of us to tap into with our intellectual faculties and also with the laws that are here to help us, just like gravity, right? When we understand that there are these universal laws that we can work with, then we begin to truly have confidence and we can step into that power. And what's really great is as we go forward tomorrow, we're going to talk about what's holding us back. And so that will help also answer this question for you is one of the reasons why we don't think bigger is because we inhibit ourselves from, going after that big one, because what if I don't make it? But the fact of the matter is ask yourself, and we're going into tomorrow, we're talking about beliefs and paradigms tomorrow. Ask yourself, does that belief or that thought, does that serve me in living my best life? And so if we answer yes, then hey, you have a good thought. But if you answer no to that, then know that you can change that belief. And you can change it by study, and you can change it by learning more about why you are so awesome and that you can do it. Because not everybody believes this, but I know it to be true for everybody. We have infinite potential within us. We have all the answers within us. And one of the things that I want everybody to think about tonight as you go home and write this list of everything that you want is that there is no question without an answer, and there is no problem without a solution, because there's a law of polarity, and this is a balanced universe. So inherent in the question is an answer, and inherent in the problem is a solution. And so inherent in this desire that you're reluctant to write down is the possibility of it showing up. Okay. Does that help a little bit?
It's very beautiful. Yeah. Thank you, Mom.
Be bold, Allie. Be bold.
I'll do everything I can for that. Thank you.
You can do it. You can do it. Don't hold back. And one of the things too that we'll talk about tomorrow is other people's programming that rubs off on us, because that happens a lot, right? Yeah. John's like, mm-hmm. All right. Allison, what you seek is seeking you. Yes. Aw, thanks, Allison.
Mary, if you don't mind me adding a little bit, you mentioned the word ignorance. I remember Bob's definition of that is it just means you're unaware. You're not stupid. You're not dumb. Remember that was when we we're in school, kids make fun of us, and we take that into our adulthood. Ignorance just means you're unaware. I can't do brain surgery because I'm ignorant about it. And I think that if we look at it a different paradigm and look at it a different thought, that people will look at the word ignorant and be insulted. Don't be insulted. It means that you're unaware.
Mm-hmm.
We're
I
here to
like
be
that.
we're here to be aware.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, John. All right, everybody. Keep writing those bold lists. Make them big and bold and beautiful. We'll bring back the bold and the beautiful. There we go. All right. Thank you so, so much for showing up for you today. This was so good. I love it. And if you have questions, you know where to reach me. You can email me, you can send me a message on Facebook, whatever it is that you want, and I'll be there to answer you, okay? And I hope to see you all tomorrow. And I'll be sending out an email later tonight with this replay and with the workbook and a link to the Facebook group, so you can share all of your wonderful findings that you've uncovered today. So desires, desires, desires. Try and get clear on what it is that you want. All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you
Great
later.
call, guys. Nice meeting all of you.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.